basements tell more of a story.
It really does. It tells about the whole house.
Yeah.
Can I stand?
The basement will
Reveal the age,
Yeah.
the structural integrity, the
Yeah.
whole thing, and it's not good.
It's not bad.
It's no.
Why is this not? It's not. It's John. We've been in way worse.
Oh yeah.
This is not bad.
But it's not a keeper, right? It's
No.
for a different reason. I mean, the furnace looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually looks really good.
Yeah.
Fuck, when you demo this stuff, you just rip this out and repurpose it, or what?
Yeah. I mean,
That's new, man.
I would take that and put it in your shop and keep it for like right now. We needed a furnace at Marlboro.
Oh yeah.
If we had that, we could use that
Yeah.
over there.
Well, it's not the biggest basement, but it's not bad.
Some water coming in.
Yeah.
Hydro doesn't look too bad. It's an old house, right?
Somewhat upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd make a go of it.
Okay.
I would do this. Give me a fucking deal though.
Well, I don't know. We got to decide what price we go in at.
How are we doing with like the? Ooh, look at that, Jesse.
I know exactly what you're looking at.
Right? And we'll take care of all the stuff.
A little gas unit.
Yeah, we'll take care of all the stuff in the house.
Oh yeah.
And I want that baby carriage.
Like the
1,000,000% and that.
Do you want to do that deal again?
What?
We did that last night.
Of course.
We're
We're gonna find some good shit in this
whatever
house.
they don't want.
Yeah.
But they might take that all. You don't know.
Yeah.
They might. It might be.
Put the deal in there for the baby carriage.
Daddy needs a new pressure washer.
I think Dan's got his eye on that bike, Jesse.
I would ride that.
Oh my God, is that a folding bike?
No.
Yeah, look.
It's not a folder, is it?
Look at the
Oh,
hinge.
shit, it does.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Throw it in.
Yeah. The bike and the carriage. I like it. I think it's like you said, John. I like the location. Like
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
into here I felt good about it.
Felt good about it,
yeah,
right,
yeah. You get
right.
that gut feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially driving off Tecumseh, all that shit is like popping off on Tecumseh Road there.
And Tecumseh Road, so what the town is visualizing is called a community improvement plan for Tecumseh Road.
Okay.
What they're doing is they're going to get rid of off-street parking. They're going to put parking behind the buildings,
Oh, yeah.
and they're going to make it like a cafes
Oh, really?
and yeah,
Really, eh?
yeah, that's what their
In
intention
Tecumseh
is.
only.
Yeah,
Wow.
just the stretch in Tecumseh only.
All right, okay.
So this will be nice too, like nice and close. I mean, they would not be happy with the 6-unit next door to them,
These
right?
guys here.
Yeah, those guys. They would appeal for sure.
How strong would that appeal be? Probably pretty strong, being next door.
The town needs housing.
Yeah.
So they're for it.
Yeah.
It's just how bad is the resistance from the neighbors,
Yeah.
from there, and how can you prove that there's logic? Like Les Bronze Road, obviously you do them there. That's suitable for semis.
Like,
right?
listen, worst case scenario, like you were saying, this lot gets severed
Right.
for like 2 ways,
Yeah.
right? Down the middle,
Right.
front and back,
Right.
and you put up single-family homes
you
with
could.
basement units.
I think you should be. Well, this is a 40-footer. That means that would have been 80 feet that they would have severed from that. This is a 75-footer, so we're shy about 2.5 feet,
That's fine.
right?
To what? To do what? A single family?
Well, no, like I'm saying that they just severed a 40-footer on that with that house from that house,
So I
right?
said 30.
40.
Oh,
40.
okay.
So they did a 40. Here, if you're severing, now you're what? 37 and a half?
Yeah.
75, 37 and a half. So
Yeah.
you're 2.5 feet shy of that 40.
Okay.
Will that be a problem? That I don't know.
Why would it be a problem?
Sometimes they just have bylaws, like
Yeah,
a minimum.
like that's what I'm saying. Like, do you know what the bylaw is?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'd like to go to the town,
Oh, okay.
figure out all this stuff, and then if it was, well, you could ask for a minor variance, right? And see if they would. You could say, I need a minor variance.
Yeah.
I need 2.5 feet, relief.
Yeah.
And usually nobody would do a problem, but they could.
Yeah.
There's always that option. They could.
Yeah.
So we'd
Well,
have
I
to
mean,
figure it out.
semis. I can't imagine like, okay, so you split this lot in half
Mhm.
and then run 2 semis.
But let's go back. Let's go back for a sec.
Yeah.
We just talked about this last week. Provincial policy, Doug Ford announced that you could build 3 units on any lot.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, worst case scenario here would be 3 units.
We're best case, if guys like this will give us a problem, or the bylaw doesn't allow for anything less than a 40, then what you do is you split it in half, put a semi, and then maybe a small like tiny home ADU in the back of each one.
Maybe you could do
and that's
that
your
too.
3 units,
Yeah.
and then you get a basement unit in
Right.
each one too, like an unofficial basement
So
unit.
we could get creative and carve it
for
up
sure.
however
so you
differently
still,
we-
yeah, so you still get 5 and 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we ask for the most and then see where it
Yeah.
comes down to from there.
Yeah, like
So-
that. The worst case scenario is you get 8 units out of this
Mhm.
lot. You get 2 semis, 2 basement units on both ends, and then you get the 3rd unit because now there's no more lot coverage issues.
Right.
That's the key.
Right.
So then you could put an ADU in the back.
Yeah.
Right? So then
Yeah.
the front would essentially be like you got no backyard. Like you don't have much, but you have like this kind of shit, right?
Can you imagine, like, so
Because
you,
this lot's fucking deep enough.
it is deep. So I'm getting really far out there now.
Like a row. of
No,
everything
no, yeah,
From the right to the back.
right.
Yeah.
Like that could be possible. Or even get even more creative and goofy. You got an old age home right there.
Yeah.
Starting even a small old age home here
I would love that.
with parking in the back,
Yeah.
right? And that's where you're zoning on this
Yeah.
side.
Like fuck, I wish they had that shit here, but like not like what they have in the States where it's like a senior
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, because I think it's a perfect setup. Right
Yeah.
across the street they have it.
Yeah.
I just don't know how profitable smaller sized units are. They could work too. So you just
Well, like what I see in senior units is they are all small.
yeah.
They're all typically smaller than
Right.
normal. Yeah. Like
So-
Canton's only like 500 square feet, but people love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does it all have to be on one floor? Can you do it on 2 floors?
Yeah, but you can't actually, like, what's the word? Discriminate. Like you can't age discriminate over here. They don't allow it.
Right.
You can't be like, hey, we're only renting to seniors.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit.
Yeah.
It's either like assisted living
Right.
or nothing, or unmarketable or unmarketed senior living.
And
communities.
the demand for that is crazy
Yeah.
here too. And I wonder if a boutique kind of style little setup is even more favorable than something big like that because it's smaller. You keep
Yeah.
your eyes on it. But does the numbers work? I don't know.
Well, if you can get unit density, like how many units can you actually get on this lot? You could get a ton.
Shit, that's a whole other avenue to hit.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
That's a
if you
whole
put
other
like an
avenue.
apartment building with 24 units in
Yeah.
a senior,
Yeah.
right?
Who knows? I mean, it's right across the street. It might work. You got options, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
So
And then that might be like, hey, we're only getting seniors here. What's
Yeah.
over here?
it's a house, single family.
No, I mean like it's a dead end road here, but like
The
what's
expressway.
that's the expressway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't get through
Okay.
right there.
I was thinking like is there a park or something like a walkway or something like that?
Like this guy's property's for sale right here.
Next
the whole
door?
thing.
Next door?
Yeah.
With all the lots and everything?
Yeah.
Is it
The
actually?
house and the lots.
Really?
The lots not so much he wants to build on them, but the house is for sale right now. But if he was to sell the house and the lots, and you grab this going all the way back,
Yeah.
you're almost tying into that,
Yeah.
that old age home from there.
So he wants his house sold, but he wants to build on the lots?
Yeah.
Oh.
It'd be a lot of money too, right? Like to
Yeah.
buy the whole thing, it's starting to get
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's get it. Wrap it
Okay.
up. What do you want to do? Go in full up and then come back?
No, I'd rather go lower.
You rather go lower right
Yeah, I don't know what number lower. I'm not sure. There's really no right answer. I mean,
now? Any decent comparables to this? Like in the area that you can dig up?
I mean, really, if you really want to look at it, just look at it from land value, nothing else.
Yeah.
And
So what's a lot? So what is this? Is this two? What did you say? 240? Is 240 deep?
262.
260.
So you're 75 by 130.
So what would that lot go
It's
for?
250.
Is it actually?
Yeah, but keep in mind now you need to connect to the sewers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 25,000 each,
Mhm.
right, to connect to the sewers. So if you forget the house, you're just pure land value. Like you're,
450.
yeah, like the thing is,
Is it 250 with services connected? Land value?
75-foot lot would be more than 250.
Would it
But
really?
now here's
Yeah.
where it gets a little goofy. It's hard to say because now you got older houses here, you got an old age home here.
Yeah.
Would that still hold the same value? Probably
Yeah.
not. It might be less.
Is that right?
Yeah, because it's not as
As neighborhoody?
from a residential single family kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
From there.
Okay.
But I think that this has more value when you look at it the way we're looking at it,
Yeah.
at that point. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be let's see, if you're 4,000 a front foot, what does that work out to then roughly?
And you're 75?
Yeah.
75 times 4,000. 300.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So picture if you had a 50-foot lot in Tecumseh is selling for 250 in a good location, good everything. So that's 5,000 a front foot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 250, 50 foot, 5,000 a front foot.
Mm.
If you applied 5,000 a front foot here,
Wait a minute, what did you say?
so a 50-foot lot in Tecumseh,
Yeah.
serviced, ready to go,
Yes, 250, okay. Yeah.
is 250.
Okay. Yeah.
That works out to 5,000 a front foot, right?
Yeah.
50 times 5,000 is
Yeah.
250 right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So you can't apply if you apply 5,000 here,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it quite a bit down from there. So even at 3,000?
Here,
Yeah.
3,000 times 75, 225.
Yeah, like the numbers are there. Like,
Yeah.
and that's from 5,000 down to 3,000,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well, I like these. I like this play where at least if I'm gonna lose a little bit of money, there's a silver lining at the end.
yeah,
And I'm not like holding land.
with
you know?
nothing to do.
Yeah,
like,
I want to hoard good shit like what we did with what's that one street, George.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Stuff like
Yeah.
that. And that it might be a play where it's like, do this one because this one's actually losing money
Yeah.
at that point. Like not a lot, but it is losing a little bit of
Yeah.
money. And then get this one done, move right over to George.
yeah.
And just boom, knock that shit down or
start.
do what we did, like build an addition on George where there's an ADU and then yada yada yada. Or
So there's-
sever the lot next door.
And there's two plays. Maybe if you have the bankroll to do it, if you could start getting all these into inventory now, right? And
Yeah.
just hold them in inventory because this kind of stuff doesn't come up when the market's good.
Yeah.
It comes up when the market's bad.
So here exactly. So one of the plays that I've been trying to wrap around in my head is do I hoard these now,
Mhm.
right? And hold off on developing.
Yes.
Or although the cost of holding it is more expensive now,
Right.
okay? We're buying for less value now. The affordability is still shit because the rates are high.
Mhm.
But do we develop now while the trades are available, also relatively cheaper than they once were when the economy is hot? So we're going to be getting better value with trades. You know, it's going to maybe potentially get done quicker.
It could.
Like
It could.
that's kind of, rent is very high right now.
It is.
It's getting very high. It's not backing off.
Yeah.
It won't back off as affordability keeps going up. It's going to get worse.
Mhm.
So it's kind of I would almost venture a guess and say it actually makes more sense to develop from a rental perspective now
Mhm.
than from an increasing economy perspective,
Mhm.
only unless you plan on developing and selling. If you plan on developing and selling, for sure it's not the right time.
Mhm.
If you plan on developing and renting, I feel like right now is actually a decent time to do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, if you can get it all, I think that would depend on your trades. If you can get
Yeah.
good value with your trades,
I'm
then
starting
you
to
can
see
go.
that right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting people that can come in and like you know, even Andrew, I can shift that guy like fucking crazy. He's over at the golf course right now setting up simulators.
See, so
You know what I mean?
it's time, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
that
like
is the
he's
time.
kind of like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know, I'm getting asked.
Yeah,
A couple of contractors are like reaching out to me,
yeah.
asking like, hey, I heard you got a lot going on. Is there anything that I can help you with? That never happened before.
No, I know.
You see what I mean?
And it'll get even worse
For
this
sure,
summer. I
yeah.
think it'll get even worse.
Potentially,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what Scott's also saying right now is that like investors are like getting hungry again.
Mm.
So you see what I'm saying?
Or they're-
It's like people are getting used to what's happening in the market, just like what the fuck I said. Remember
Yeah.
that? People are getting used to what's happening in the market, and as soon as that level of stability or that relief kind of sets in, where it's like, okay, you know, think about this for a second. Say they increase rates again, like December next month
Yeah.
or whatever. What are they going to increase it by? 0.5 point?
Yeah.
The rate shock's over.
Yeah, it's done.
It's done. Now,
Yeah.
now even if they, the affordability will drop again if they increase the rates by another point or 0.5 point or whatever, 75 or
Right.
whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's not like going from like 1.5 or 2% to like 4 or 5.
And the
That's
rents,
done.
And the rents are still pretty strong enough to be able to cover that interest rate hike. Like it's
The
almost
rents?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They're still strong enough to
They're
cover.
getting, they have no choice but to get stronger because if I buy this house, I'm not going to rent it to lose money.
Yeah, you'll
That's not what I'm going to
break
do.
even.
Yeah, maybe the cap rates kind of go down or they start increasing a little bit or the amount of profit per month that I expect out of these homes during this time of higher rates
Right.
will come down a bit. But I'm not gonna if I'm a landlord, I'm not going to rent to lose money.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not
No,
gonna
no.
buy property
This
to lose
situation
money.
might be a little different because of its potential.
This is totally different.
Yeah, but another one
Yeah.
would be different.
And I'm not gonna buy property at like a 50-50 LTV because that's what is good about, that's what's awesome about real estate is you could leverage your capital. So
Right.
I'm only going to go, that's what I'm seeing with banks too. Like once people start to shift to like anything even close to a 65-35 LTV or like a 60-40, the banks start coming up with creative means to bump that LTV up because they know
Yeah.
if you start requiring people to put down any more than 40% or even more than 35, they don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's too much money. So things will start to happen and then
They can't do it. They don't have the money.
That's what I mean. So and the banks want to lend their money,
Yeah.
and if nobody's going after lending, then what the fuck?
Yeah.
So from my perspective, if this was actually a good rental, you know, and a good condition rental, and it was only getting $2,000 break even, there's no way that I would accept that. I would increase the rent.
Yeah.
So you have no choice but to do it. So I don't think what I'm trying to get at is I don't actually think right now is a bad time to develop for rental purposes because of trades, because of, you know, even think about it. There's trying to squeeze inflation right now. You know, cost of lumber's coming down quite a bit. Like all this shit's coming down quite a bit.
Right.
So yeah, okay, fine. Rates are like double what they once were, but even still, like it's not that big of a deal.
No.
You know what I mean?
It
It's actually really not that big. Like rates are actually still decently competitive. This is where they almost should be. They're a little bit higher than I think where they should be, but they're close to where I think they should be. 5%.
Yeah.
5.5%, 4.5% to 5.5%. I feel is where rates should be.
Yeah, and
where they have been.
Outside of that, you're gonna have chaos. I think if it goes any more.
Yeah, and that's where they were prior to 2008. They were right around in that area, and for the most part, ever since the 80s, where they skyrocketed. So
yeah, no, I think the timing is right. You're in a good position. People that do have a few funds available for this year coming up, I think they're going to be in a good financial position.
Yeah.
And they'll see the reward 3-4 years later.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to come back and do that same thing again.
For sure. Yeah, so I think you should go after it.
Okay.
So I'll have this one, I'll have Polisher. I still gotta do Polisher.
Polisher.
I gotta do, which I actually think Polisher would be a good one still.
It's starting to be.
The rent that I could get down there, I bet you is huge,
It's starting to be.
Yeah.
It's
Polisher, this one. George, Tranby. Have they reached out to you yet? Do they want to renew?
No, they haven't talked about. That's a big project.
Yeah.
That would be big.
That'd be like hundreds of units.
That would be big.
Right.
Like that would be a very interesting one. That one maybe you wait till see what's going on with the market because it's such a big one. But timing is important for that. Yeah. But it doesn't hurt to get the drawings in the works.
Yeah.
You know, to start.
Drawings are 100,000.
Just that alone.
Yeah.
But it takes time. That probably takes 2-3 years just before you put a shovel in the ground.
Yeah.
Like on that one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's go after this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. This feels way bigger than 270. This feels way bigger than 270.
That's what it shows.
Where does it stop?
What?
Where does it stop?
Well, at the road.
It's all the way road to road?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Right? Road to road, right?
Yeah.
Right, John? Road to road.
Road to road, right? Well, I mean, technically it's a little before the road, but it is.
How much before, right?
It's these kind of pieces don't come up for sale that often.
Yeah.
They're rare, like, eh?
I like it too because it's quiet. Minus the fucking espresso. I mean, like the neighborhood would probably be quiet, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna...
I think there's a lot of parties going on next door.
In the elevation, I can totally see that.
I don't know what they're doing. Like, look at all the construction going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to this town and find out everything about it.
It's interesting though. I like it. Yeah.
So,
let's see if we can get it.
So this is definitely a semi.
Yeah.
This you can't go anywhere else. You're almost secluded. Like that's why this lot isn't affecting. That's the one that could be a little trouble with all those houses over there.
So worst case, you put a semi.
That's it.
Worst case, you put a semi and a basement unit in each semi.
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
All right, let's try it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I would probably try to develop this right away.
Yeah.
Get a guy in there for a year, and over the course of a year, plan.
Get it planned out.
Yeah. Are you still contacting with the golf course? I need to leverage your contacts there.
I know.
Like hard. I don't have contacts for that kind of shit.
I hear you.
Yeah. Let's get that
get that going too.
Yeah, because like I wanna. That's something. The market changes in 5-10 years or whatever. That's a windfall.
That's a big one.
You know what I mean?
And now's the time to get that in.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Let me do that. All right, boys.
Thanks, John.